Hey, this is Jared, and you're watching Backroad Exploration. Jackson and I got into camp late last night. We're just outside of Wellington, Utah. There's some mountains east of Wellington and the Price area that I've never done any exploring in. Every time I go through this area, I'm always looking at these amazing plateaus and thinking, man, I want to go check some of these out. So no better time than now. So we headed out late Thursday night. We got in late last night. We basically just found a nice little place to pull off in camp. Had no idea, really, it was so dark when we pulled in, just how beautiful the surrounding mountains and rocks were. I already know we're going to be off to a really good start. So this is going to be a great 2-day adventure. I'm going to get some breakfast started, and then we're going to start packing up camp so that we can hit the trail and do some exploring until we find a cool place to camp tonight. So let's get rolling. All right, if you are running a fridge, I want you to tell me what one you're running, how many liters, and if you like it or not. I'm ready to pull the trigger on a fridge here in the next little bit. Just over time, I go on so many of these trips, it'd just be nice not be having to mess with, you know, all of the ice and things like that. Keep in mind that it needs to be able to fit in the back of the Jeep, and I need to be able to put Molly on the other side of it. So it can't be a huge, massive fridge, but I'm looking for your recommendations. Now that looks like a delicious breakfast. Croissant, egg, cheese, double patty of sausage. That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of reasons that I like breakfast sandwiches. Mostly because they're super easy to clean up after. You're basically putting everything on a bun that you're eating, some type of bread. I like using a croissant because it just adds that extra amount of flavor. But they're easy, they're fast, they're very filling, and easy to clean up after, which is a good addition. Look at these amazing rocks over here. This trail has been so incredible. I've never heard of it, never been on it, and just happy to be here. Well, Jackson, I've just been cruising along, and this road has been so awesome. I love when I find spots like this where I'm literally just looking at it on a map and not sure if it's going to be cool or not. This is way, way better than I could have ever imagined. It is so cool. Beautiful overlooks over this amazing canyon, all these rocks on the sides of us. Check out these views. in a lot of ways, this reminds me of the San Rafael Swell. And admittedly, we're not super far from it, at least portions of it. But man, this is just so incredible. This trail just keeps getting better and better. I am so glad that this is the route that I choose. And what's so cool is, you know, I've gone and explored a lot of amazing places in Utah, and this is one that's really actually not that far from me. It's closer than a lot of the places that I go to, and it's an area that I've just never explored, and I'm so glad that I'm here checking it out now. Just headed down this really cool little spur trail. There's a little stream over to the side, so you have some of these big, huge, beautiful trees. Hoping there's, at the end, a nice little spot we can stop and have lunch. Oh, that feels good, huh? Well, we crisscrossed this stream multiple times to come down here. There's actually a trailhead. It's 2.5 miles down to the Green River. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that hike or not. It sounds kind of fun, but I don't know if we have enough time today. But man, one of the things that I highly recommend is, especially during warm times, bring some type of a sandal. Like I use my Chacos as my second set of shoes. Makes it so when you get to places like this where you wouldn't really expect there to be very much water, you can get your feet wet, kind of cool down, really nice. But this is so beautiful. We're like in this box canyon right here, and just a perfect place to stop and have some lunch. Well, this looks like a perfect time to try out my Ironman 4x4 awning. I have never set it up, so I installed it and that is it. Excited to bust it out and give it a try for this little lunch stop. So I'll let you know how long it takes me to do it. Well, seeing that was my very first time setting it up and I've never even watched a tutorial, 10 minutes was probably a little ridiculous. You could see I was struggling there for a little bit, but I'm positive I could get it up, you know, in 3 to 5 moving forward now that I know how it flips out and kind of learning the process a little bit. But I'm really excited about this Ironman 4x4 awning. Places like where we're at right now where there's just hardly any shade. You know, I parked the Jeep in a way so that hopefully we're going to get a little bit of shade from it as well, but man, it's going to be really nice when we're out here in desert places like this to have a lot of shade and just make things a lot more comfortable. So time to start working on some lunch. Sitting here in the shade underneath this awning right now is making me wish I would have got this a long time ago. It feels really, really nice. We've got that stream right there. I'm definitely going to have to go lay down in it. I haven't decided if I want to go do the 2.5 mile hike over to the Green River. Part of me is like, I don't know when I'll be back here again. That's what makes me want to go the most. It's also really hot, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do there. But sitting here, eating some lunch with Jackson, really nice having this awning. I wish I would have done this a long time ago. The little man has spoken. We're hiking, so making our way down towards Green River. I don't know, from looking at my maps, I can't tell if we're going to be able to get right next to the river or we're going to be on a hill that looks over the river. I'm thinking it might be more like that, where it's a ledge that looks down over the river, but we'll find out. He is loving this. Molly doesn't mind it either, huh, pup? Water dog in the water. And I'm in my second happiest place. If I'm not behind the wheel of the Jeep in the wilderness, I want to be wandering on my feet in the wilderness.
We're going down.
So beautiful. I don't know what this is going to do to our overall trip. Probably have to adjust when we get to where and how far we go, but man, this hike has been well worth it. Well, we're a little bit over halfway. We're just stopping to take a little bit of a rest and then keep going. This canyon that we're going down is really, really cool. We have these beautiful rock sides and just this amazing, almost like oasis following this river where, you know, everything around here is pretty dry except for right here, so pretty neat. You can hear the water rushing. It's moving a lot faster than I thought it would be. Well, good girl. One of my bucket list items to do is to raft the Green River. When we were hiking down, we met a guy who was on his way up. He's on a 7-day trip. They start up by Vernal, go all the way down. Just beautiful. There's all these sandbars that you stop at along the way. It's one of the things I've always wanted to do. Just look at how beautiful this canyon is. It just gives you an idea of what a trip or adventure like that would be like. Check this out. Going down. It's a tiny bit too fast moving to just go jump in, but I've got a little spot here that I can sit down. Oh yeah. This is much cooler water than where we were at earlier. Faster moving makes sense, but oh, that feels amazing. 3 hours, 14 minutes, 5.7 miles. We are tired. That is a pretty long hike for a 6-year-old, but he did so good. Good job, bud. Ready to get some dinner? I know I am. I see the Jeep. Well, to say that we are tired would be an understatement. Just barely under 6 miles on that hike. It says that it's only 2.5 miles, and we did a little bit of wandering around once we get down to the river, but I think mostly we didn't really see a designated trail, and so we actually followed the river, which I think was a little bit longer. On the way back, it was a tiny bit shorter because I saw a couple places where there was kind of a trail. I don't know, that was not marked well, and it seemed to cut across a few places, but beautiful hike all the way down to the Green River. We got down there, we were able to see, you know, some rafters go by, some things like that. just so beautiful in this area. Man, I'm so glad we came. I was highly debating coming down this spur trail. Looking at everything that we were going to do today, I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then I was like, I kind of want to see what's down there. Came down here, saw that there was a hike, decided to do the hike, which we weren't necessarily even thinking we were going to do. Totally changed up the day, so where we're at now is where we're going to camp for the night, and then we may have to make some adjustments tomorrow, but just making these kinds of changes during trips on the fly. I just want to be able to be flexible. There's no super set agenda other than just being out in the wilderness, exploring, and having a wonderful time, and I would say that we did all of those things. So I'm starving. I'm sure Jackson is starving. It's time to get some dinner fired up before we lose all of our light. Basic, but delicious, and so simple and easy to make, especially after you're tired after a long hike. So losing daylight fast. Oh, fall is upon us, which is good and bad, but mostly I'm just sad. I hate that it gets dark so much earlier now. It's not even 8. By 8 o'clock it'll be dark.